Remember when we came into the workforce 30 years ago and some people knew Office and email and web research and then other people didn't? Those other people retired. They were phased out. If you didn't know how to use a computer and type and use an Excel spreadsheet or do a PowerPoint, you were done.
I think there's two possible ways you can interpret what you're saying. So in terms of the economic impact. So one is that you could say, well, AI is going to do 30% of the knowledge work. Therefore, 30% of the knowledge workers are going to be put out of work. I think that a different way to put it would be every knowledge worker can get 30% more work done.
Correct.
So if that's the case, then they're more productive. And we're just talking about the problem of how do you increase real wages in the economy without having inflation? Well, the way to do that is for every worker to be more productive. So if every worker is 30% more productive, in theory, their wages should be able to go up by up to 30%. That's how you get wage growth. Now, maybe there will be some companies that don't need all those employees because now they're able to get, whatever, a third more done. But there will be other companies who can hire them. They can go off and do other jobs for other companies, especially when you've got this backlog of, like you said, 8 or 10 million new jobs that are unfilled.
Yeah, those jobs are all service, though. They're not.
You're acting like
collar.
we're going to have this big group of knowledge workers where there's just nothing for them to do.
Oh, no. I agree with you, but I think there's going to be a group of knowledge workers who do not embrace this and do not make the transition because it's going to require an upskilling. Like, I think you're actually going to need to know how to do some basic programming and coding to really take advantage of these, at least like scripting level stuff.
I don't know. It's pretty easy to use. I agree with you. There may be
writing blog posts, but the example I gave of like taking the LP database, sorting it, it's not quite there yet, but maybe it will be.
This is like a chatbot.
It is. Like, I think it takes like level 2 programming skills.
No, it doesn't. No, you don't have to know how to program. You just have to know how to prompt it in natural language. It's the opposite of need to learn how to code. The thing that makes coding hard is that you have to learn the specific commands. It's like its own language. You have to learn a new language. With this, you don't. In fact, one of the cool things about some of these OpenAI APIs is that you just tell it what you want it to do. There's not even like a scripting language. A lot of it's in natural language. And that makes it incredibly easy to use, even for developers. So I don't think this is a hard technology to use. I agree with you. There may be people who are resistant to it because there's always people who are resistant to change and new technology. And you're right. If they don't adapt, they're going to be dinosaurs. But I don't think this is a hard technology to grok how to use and get benefit from.
You might be right. I mean, right now, it's so new that the glue between systems is just not there yet. And maybe you'll be able to talk to ChatGPT-4 and it'll connect your database on Notion. It will take a type form and a survey monkey and put it all together and figure that all out for you with natural language.
That's the whole game right now is people connecting all these things.
And that's what I'm talking about. And like that's kind of not there yet, and the auto GPT stuff, you need a developer right now. But anyway, I'm deep in it and I am more excited right now. This feels to me like 2005 to 2012 period when you just saw Ajax and the web and speed just all coming together so quickly. And the rapid iteration is just unbelievable. Every day I find a new use for it. I have made my default web page opening, like when I open a new page on my PC, it just opens ChatGPT-4 now, just so I'm forcing myself to use it for every possible task. And the people who work for me, some of them are doing it, most of them are not. And I'm just trying to drag everybody along. And then you have at the same time, this remote work thing happening where salaries, I'm finding, are starting to normalize, not across cities, but across countries. So, hiring somebody in Canada, Estonia, Sao Paulo, and then you add this AI to it, the cost to do things is like, I don't know, I think everything's going to cost about all this knowledge work is going to be 10% as expensive to do. I don't think it's 10% less, Chamath, or I think it's like 90%, 10 cents on the dollar to do knowledge work.
I agree.
And this is not a 5-year, 10-year prediction. This is like 5-quarter, 10-quarter prediction.
We said that the first organizations to use this, like the canary in the coal mine, would be the consulting organizations. And today, when Harvey got announced, one of the things that right on the heels of that, PricewaterhouseCoopers announced like $1 billion investment into AI. Which makes sense because as a consulting organization full of lawyers and accountants and IT folks, those are the services jobs that you get tremendous leverage if you were to use these tools.
Freeberg, any thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, I think we kind of beat this horse to death.
Right.
We've talked about it for a couple of months, and I think we just keep repeating ourselves.
Are you doing anything when you're firsthand? Are you playing with it yourself?
Yeah.
Freeberg?
Look,
tell us about that.
By the way, one thing I will say, we all talk about cost reduction and then, knowledge work is dead and we're going to save money and all this stuff. What that is always the first reaction to any new point of leverage realized from some novel technology. The second is suddenly people start doing things that use that leverage to do things that they couldn't have done before. So it's not just about dropping costs, it's about enabling new things that does 100 times more or were unimaginable things prior. And I think the next phase of this AI shockwave that kind of hit us and hit the world and kind of hit enterprises is going to be the evolution of integrating those tools in a very unique way with other tools to drive very novel things forward, to create new things, new projects, new progress that was unfathomable before. So it's not just about cost savings, it's going to be about new stuff. I shared a link on Twitter yesterday. There's some guy, I want to quote him correctly. His name is McKay Wrigley. So shout out to McKay. On his Twitter page, it says that he didn't know how to code in 2019. He learned how to code for the first time. He taught himself. And he put together an object recognition tool with ChatGPT.
I saw this video. It's crazy.
With his webcam. And basically, he holds up like a Diet Coke and he's like, tell me how many calories, what is this and how many calories are in it? And it's like, oh, there's no calories in it. It's a Diet Coke. And he does this 3 different times with 3 different objects. And he hacked this thing together in a couple of hours. That is a product that was like theoretically unfeasible or, kind of very, very difficult to kind of see how you would put that piece together quickly and easily with one person in a room in a few hours a year ago. And here you see a demo of this person who didn't know how to code not too long ago, putting it together and creating this product that would have been such a profound startup. Imagine if you went to VCs 18 months ago and were like, look, I've got this thing and I hold stuff up in front of it and it tells me all about it and it talks to me and I literally use my voice to talk to it. And he basically strung together a text-to-speech, ChatGPT, an object recognition tool, all of this stuff completely open source, and a plugin that does web browsing. And the whole thing is basically like your own interactive visual robot. It's an incredible product demo. And I thought it was so amazing and profound. Sure, it's a prototype and it's kind of janky, but it was done in a few hours on almost a no-code basis. It's incredible. So what's going to come from that is a whole set of new products and ideas and things that we are certainly not thinking about today, but in 6 months is going to become almost mainstay. And many new categories of products, many new industries, many new businesses are going to emerge that we're not even thinking about. So the Luddite argument of, this is going to destroy jobs and destroy the economy and drop costs by 90%, lawyers are going to get cheaper, et cetera, I think that doesn't even matter. It's the tip of the iceberg. What's more exciting is all the new evolutionary stuff that's going to hit the market that's really going to transform the things that we can do and that we didn't realize we could do.
It's an incredible really cool analogy for this, because what you're really talking about is more people being able to use tools and be creators. And what happened in the 80s and 90s when the NBA started playing exhibition games around the world was more people around the world started playing basketball. And then you started seeing people like Luka, or before him, Yao Ming, Mutombo. You started to have people from around the world who had never been exposed to basketball, just incredible, Porzingis, incredible talents emerged because you just had more people playing with the basketball. I think you're going to have more people playing with code and building products, so you're going to have incredible amounts of creativity.